Okay, so I'm going to share with you the latest project I just turned, which was a very simple project for Flamingo Fest. That this year we didn't do it as a group, and I just keep working because I like to work on series. Every year I play with these flamingos, and because I like to work with recyclables, I have these cork. So these are all corks, and I cut them with my hands. I cut myself already, my finger, and I glue. I take the nails, quick nails, and I glue everything to it. So the crown that you see, I made a little cork on the bottom. I don't attach it to the flamingo. I work on it separately, and I keep adding all these little pieces, all these layers. And then I look for any recyclable piece that I found. So on the right, you can see a golden crown, which is the top of the crown is a perfume bottle. And on the left, it was actually a plastic piece that I had that fell because there's different types of the nails. What's it called? The quick nails or something?
Yeah, liquid nail.
Liquid nails. And some of them are more permanent. And this one I was using wasn't. So when I took it in the car, I just added that little tip, which is plastic, and I inserted some cork inside. And when I put it in the car, it fell, and I looked for something else. So right now on exhibit, they have just a screw that I found with a bolt that it was gold. So it looked really cool. So this is what I'm doing. I just glue things to this flamingo. I sand it, glue the cork, and experiment by cutting it differently. This time I made like bow ties just with cork. It's all cork. And then I just take the spray bottle, spray paint, and I was putting like lilac, green, gold, and silver. So I find it that every time I'm working on this, I am making it a little more sophisticated. These are called the flamboyant flamingos. And I'm very happy because once you experiment with one item, and then you can bring it to the next level and the next level. So I feel that I went a level up a notch with this. So I feel very satisfied with it. And I used to make, if you see my prior ones, they're full of cork. I used to get the whole body covered in cork. And now I feel it's not necessary. Just a touch of these details.
Anabel, I love that. I love the way you do the hat. It's actually all cork.
Everything is cork except the little cap on top that has on the right the metal and on the left the plastic.
These are some of my favorites I've seen. I love it. You're right. Very sophisticated. Oh, you know what? When we bring this up to, when I upload this to YouTube, you won't see your name. So make sure you say your name. I said Anabel, but it's Anabel Peicher or Anabel Rub Peicher.
Yeah, I'm Anabel Peicher. And actually I have another image. If I can switch, let me see. I don't know if I can do it because I wrote on the bottom, it has my name. It's exactly the same image. Let me see. This, I don't know if I can do. If I go to photos, I'm not sure. I'm going to learn something new today. Let's see. I hope I do it right. Let me see. I just want to change the image. And it's a very similar image. But I don't know if I can do it. Well, let me try one. Oh, there it is. Here. Okay, now you can see the writing. It has my name on the bottom, very lightly, but it says Flamboyant Flamingos at Flamingo Gardens, and it's the date. So this is something very cool that you can bottom, and that's how I upload to my Instagram and Facebook. I try attaching the information to the photo that I take. So this is and once you do it, you can duplicate what you wrote. So this one has wording in black, and then I duplicate it and I put the wording in gold. And you can adjust on top of each other. It's like bold. You can off-centered slightly, and then you get this effect that I have. You can do white, any color you want.
Most of the
tip to do when you're uploading.
Most of the apps now with when you photograph it with your phone, most of those apps on the edit, you can do edit and share. Most of those have that feature, and you can do it right on your phone. The best thing to do is just play around. So if you actually are like Anabel was saying, that if you just start playing around with it, you can actually just put in what text. You add it right there on your phone. So you take a picture and just add it right there. It makes it really nice to be able to have it. I kind of do it as for political things. When you see me post some of my stuff on Facebook, you'll see I'll have some like type on top of a picture. I don't have to look for somebody else's. I just do it.
And maybe I will explain a little bit further on the next session where Roberta will be talking. If there's time, then I'll teach you a little bit about editing the photos. It can get a little tricky, but you have to keep trying. So I make a duplicate of the photo and I keep trying to edit, and I'll teach you how to do it. So any comments on the artwork?
I love
I
it.
think lovely. Oh, by the way, I want to do this next year as a group. I really, really had fun doing it. I want to make more.
Yeah, we'll do it. This was just a crunch of time, and I got them like a week before.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't offer it to the group, but we'll do it. I'll make sure to do it next year.
It was fun. It was
and now we want to try to use words like when we are creating our statement. So not just I love it, I like it. Let's try to see what you find strong or what you find weak. And this way we can all sort of create a statement from this particular piece. So if you can say what's the strong part, or what attracts you, or why is it that you like it, that would be better, more descriptive.
Okay, well, I'd say gold undertones. I see a lot of gold undertone that gives a feeling of majestic, a very majestic feel.
I like the different colors, the purples and the corals and the red, because that gives it sort of a magical look.
I love the frivolous, happy nature of it.
And I think whimsical.
Yes.
Wonderful. We have to get into that habit
You're
of
right.
using adjectives and description, and I think this is wonderful. Nouns, whatever we want, but to describe more than just, oh, I like it. No.
I agree. Thank
Let's
you.
move on to the next one. Thank you very
I
much.
think
for
the
your comment.
fantasy aspect is a lot of fun and interesting.
Okay, who would like to go next, though? I'm sorry. Oh, there you go. Who would like to go next? Kathy?
Sure. Okay. So,
You can either hold the art up or you could just share
am I
it.
sharing? No, I'm not sharing
Not
yet.
yet. You have to just hit the word share
Okay, got it.
and then find it and double click. Or click and then share. We'll let you know.
Here we go.
There you go.
Let me move it over.
You can press the green button on the Zoom to make it large.
Mhm.
Like
Am I
we're
sharing?
seeing the partial
Is that
image.
it?
Yeah. And the zoom button, she's
On the
talking
upper
about
left, press the green.
on the left.
Click the green. There's red, yellow, and green. Click the green. On the top left.
The button on the photo.
Yep. On the photo?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. There you go.
Click on it.
Okay, got it.
There you go.
Okay,
Got it.
so was a first attempt at I took a picture of the interior of a flower because there was a bee in the middle just doing its thing. And I
Oh,
said,
wait a minute. Say your name again first.
Okay,
Because when we go up to you won't see the names.
this is Katherine Coakley. And I have a picture here of an experiment, a first time experiment of a zoomed in flower. And I took the picture and because I saw this bee in the middle of the flower just doing its
Oh,
thing.
I see it. It's cute.
At first it seems like an abstract. A couple of people who've seen it thought it was an abstract, but it's not really. It's a zoomed in flower. And so I started with molding paste. I wish I could show you, but I don't know how to get back. So I did the molding paste where I wanted the leaves to curl. You could kind of see it in this picture where the ridges stand out a little bit. So here, all around. I drew it out and then I added the molding paste, which is just white. And then I started glazing with acrylics. And there's multiple layers of glazes. I was kind of hoping to get some yellow depth, but this is still in progress because I don't know what else to do. So hopefully somebody can give me some.
I'd like to see the bee pop out a little bit more, even if you have to use a little more form or shape, like with your molding. You use the modeling paste on the other parts. Maybe pull it out with that.
No, yeah. Would I make it darker, maybe, or?
You can make it dark. I mean, it depends on how I like extreme. You know, I like things that are dark and light.
What is interesting that as you are showing it now, it has the dual image that you don't know if it's the insect or it's an abstraction of the flower. So because you're looking into it, it looks abstract. And the motion, there's a lot of movement going on, very colorful. I like the contrast. So if you're going to do something to that insect, I would play with it a little bit. But I think it looks very cool that way because I didn't know at the beginning, I wasn't sure if it's part of this elaborate inside. I like that that it's intriguing me. It doesn't tell me exactly what it is. I like that.
But at the same time, I feel like it's all over. The whole image is like overall textural. So if you really wanted to draw the eye into the center, which is kind of what I think that you were kind of going for, you do have to bring up that image of the bee, or at least more detail in the center, because that way you
I'd like
put the eye in.
I'd like
One
to see
other
more detail on the bee. I would like it
Yeah.
defined better so
Yeah.
that I can actually see that it's a bee.
Like,
And I think the bee has to overlap
Perhaps.
the white behind it so that it's forward of the whatever.
Either that
Yeah.
or it has to be drawn a little bit more explicitly.
And both.
If
I'm
that
saying
was
both.
your goal, or it was to draw your eye in toward the bee, then I would say work on that. If it's looking for an overall abstract, that's what it feels like now.
The abstraction is beautiful.
I
So-
had a lot.
all the reflected color in the white of the flower is very effective.
Yeah, the white is great.
Because, you know, white is never white. White is always picking up all these, you know, colors that are all around. I think if you want the bee to say, I'm a bee, then you either need a contour line or you need to create some contrast between the bee and what's behind it. But it depends what your goal is.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of bees, my exterminator is at the front door.
Okay, well, thank you.
There you go.
I could see him here. I hope
You'll
so.
have to unshare though if you're gonna move on to somebody else, so we can move on.
Yeah, turn it off.
Thank you.
Okay, stop share. Thank you.
I'll be right back.
Who else would like to go? I can always say. it's up to
I
you.
can go.
Okay.
You want me to go?
Anika? Say your name.
All right. Anika Savage. And let's see what happens here. There it is. It's
Lovely.
The Blues is what I call it. And it's 2 feet by 3 feet and acrylic. I love it. I love doing drips and creating different size shapes to, you know, I was focused on creating a large shape and then some medium and small shapes to go with it to offset it. So I think that's all I want to say about it. Any comments?
I love the balance of the whites down below are strong. Then you touch it up on the top, and it's just a well-balanced piece. I really like it.
I like the use of the greens and blue greens at the bottom. Just that small touch of it is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I think there's a lot of depth in it that you achieved. A lot because of those white drips that are on the surface. So it looks very deep. And that's very effective.
How did you create your drips?
That's what my question.
Oh, well, this one, do you see my little arrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, we see your mouse.
Yes.
This one is, I did at the end, and I put the paint, I put very loose paint, but it wasn't loose enough. It wasn't dripping to my satisfaction. And so I used a spray bottle. You have to be careful with that because you can remove everything with the spray, but a touch of it gives it that very strange look, which I like in this case.
It's a very
Mix it
very
with
calm. Very
what
soothing.
kind of medium did you mix it with? Is it with water or?
Yeah,
fluid?
in this case with water, yeah, to get it very thin.
Okay.
I enjoy looking at the abstraction because your imagination reads whatever it wants to read. So to me, it looks like a landscape. It could be a winter scene. I like it when there's room for imagination for each individual to interpret their own. And you get a lot of that here in this abstract piece. It's very, I think it works very well. The colors work wonderfully.
Did you use a palette knife?
Yes, I use a lot of palette knives and I use a palette knife quite often, but in this piece, I think I wanted to experiment with different tools. And so I used a little bit of everything. And then I'm seeing some very fine lines in there. Maybe I want to put more fine line work in there because they got sort of painted over.
And what did you use for that?
And pen, it's sort of a needle point pen that you can fill with acrylic, fluid acrylic, and just.
Wow. How does it not clog up?
Oh.
That's cool.
Oh, because it has a little needle that goes inside that to keep it free.
Wow. Really cool.
Where did you get such a pen? What's it called?
Yeah, I'd have to look it up, but I got it on Blick and I got empty ones, and then you order golden fluid acrylics, 2 ounces, and it totally fills it up. So you can have any color you want in there.
That's kind of interesting. I like that concept.
Would you put that information on the internet or send it to me or something?
Sure. Who's
What the
speaking?
pens are? It's Helene.
Helene, okay. Yeah, I'll send it to the group.
Roberta, this is very nice to get a snapshot. I did a picture with her background and us, and it comes out very cool because the names are showing at this moment. If you make a, how do you call it, a shot, a snapshot?
Screenshot. I just did.
Screenshot. It looks terrific. Everybody has their name on it and you can see the piece.
Let me see if I could do that here.
On my computer, you go Command-Shift-4.
No, that's not the problem. I just got to find I don't really have Microsoft. I kind of have like a bootleg piece. It's called LibreOffice.
I can send you what I have, but it's super cool because I can read all the names of the participants.
No, I have it. I have it. All the names are on top.
Yeah.
Let me just wait till it comes up. I got LibreOffice. I don't know if you've heard of it, but you don't pay for it like Microsoft. That's the problem about when you do website stuff, you find all the freebies. Let's see what we have. Okay, so I'm doing that. Let me just let me just make sure I got it here. Just give me a second. It's a little slow on my computer. Wait. Come on. Everything's working slow. Yay, okay. And God almighty.
So Anika,
I'm on dead time, so let's move on.
Are you trying to create scenery with this, or what are you trying to do something in your mind? Is it you see a landscape, or what is it that you visualize when you create this?
Well, I was not going. I do what I finally figured out. I do both abstract and abstract realism. And in this case, I was going for the pure abstract. I often will have a horizon line or something that looks floral or something that looks like a landscape. But in this case, I was going for the pure abstract.
Yeah, I think it's abstract expressionism when you actually see the image. Okay.
Thank you. It works really well.
Annika, I'm gonna have you do it one more time because I'm looking at the picture that I took and it just had you looking sideways. So
Okay.
let me
Go
make it
ahead.
bigger and smile for the camera. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let me try that again. See if all of our faces are facing forward.
No, now we don't have the names. Wait for the names to show up.
They're on automatically on mine.
Okay, good.
Let's see. There we go. Now we're all smiling. I'm looking down, but that's because I have to look at the buttons. I'm good. That's good enough. Okie dokie. So let's move on and thank you very much.
Thank you.
And who is
Randy, how
next?
about Randy?
I'll talk about it. So I don't know how you guys are viewing me right now. Are you?
We see you on we just see you the way you see us.
And the whole screen. When you're talking, we see the whole screen is you.
Okay. I started a few months ago. I wanted to do a bunch of pieces that deal with the skeletons in my closet and my devils and demons. That I won't be specific about it because we all have them and they're all different. But so that doesn't matter, I don't think. So what I started out doing was I made characters, like I made the skeletons and I made the demons, you know, I made them sculpturally, you know, with wire and sewing and all that. And then I wanted to do photo sessions with them. So I built a structure because I wanted to hang them, like I made little hangers so they could hang in the closet. So I built a structure like a closet. And now I'm gonna try to share my screen to show you the next step of my process. Can you guys see this?
Not yet?
Image? Do you see this?
No, we're still
Yeah.
seeing you.
You have to click on the words share screen. Click on the share
Once you
screen
go to
and
share
then click on
screen-
it. There you go.
There it is.
Perfect. Perfect.
Whoops. Let me make it a little. I want you to see the whole thing. So my work is very content driven and narrative. And I'm also very interested in graphic novels and storyboarding, and I'm formulating a graphic novel as well. So what I did was I took a whole series of photographs of those characters you saw that I created. And now I'm just starting to paint them. These are all going to be individual paintings on a very large piece of paper. So the final painting is going to be 51 inches wide and 85 inches high.
Wow.
And so it's a piece of sequential art, right? Like it's like a storyboard. So these are the photos that I took that I'm using as a reference, and this is my, you know, kind of the layout I'm planning. And of course, things frequently change in process, but that's where I am right now. Is I'm in the process of beginning these paintings.
Randy, did you say your name? Randy Globus, right? And
Yeah.
are you going to put each of the images, you said storyboard, are they going to be a composite, like a collage of all the images in one piece? Or are you talking about having each one as a separate story?
On the large painting, they're all going to be on one large piece of paper. In the graphic novel, version, I'm not quite sure I'm going to lay that out quite yet. I'm still kind of formulating that.
I have a question. Are
Yeah.
you taking the picture and pasting it onto the large paper and then painting on top of that?
No,
No, you just,
I do contour drawings of the photographs on separate. I'm a watercolorist primarily. I use watercolor. So for this particular piece, I made several separate pieces of paper that I'm going to make several separate paintings, but in the end, they're all going to be mounted on a large sheet of paper.
I just love your work. I think it's amazing. I'm big on graphic novels too. I'm all those action films and graphic novels. I've always been like that. I almost like want to see some of your pieces turn into a Babel, you know, like the Tower of Babel. I would love to see that because it is such a whimsy, and I've always believed in taking the old Bible stories and twisting them. And the whole idea of taking your pieces and making it the Story of Babel would be hysterical. Just, you got so much depth to your work. I would just love to see something like that. If you ever want a subject in the future,
Well, you know, Bob Crumb, he did the Bible in graphic form.
right, and I love that. As long as it's a whimsy kind of feeling, you've got the perfect, like I said, a Burton-esque kind of feeling, but more warmth to yours. I think it would be beautiful.
And, you know, it's really helped me. You know, we all have things we struggle with. And when I created these guys, it's like I kind of, it took some of their power away.
Right.
You know, it was like, these guys are like, they're creepy, but they're funny. They're like the Addams Family. It's like, they don't scare me so much anymore. They're not so overpowering anymore.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like, you know, I'm embracing my demons because you don't recover from them. They are part of you, and you just have to learn to manage to live with them. And, you know, so that's what this stuff's helping me do.
Wonderful.
well, I think as art is therapy, this is very therapeutic because you're fighting your demons, but in a way you are controlling them rather than them being controlling you.
Yeah.
So what is it's in vogue now, everything has a story. When you go to a store, everything has a story, and that's what sells. That's what is so important. People want to know what's the story behind whatever it is that you're doing. So you're like right up to the times, you know, and beyond. And I love that you are being able to communicate, to express this through the visual work. And for me, one of my goals to achieve is to write a child's book. And I've done something with a computer, but I've never really finalized or sat like you're doing and pinned it down and started doing it. So I think this is, it's very unique. It's very different. And I like the contrast that you're using the wire for the skeletons, and then the others, the ghostly, have the fabric. I like this juxtaposition that you're using such different elements, and it works. I think it captivates the viewer. I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
I'm a big fan. I just love what I cannot do. And I love it. It's just absolutely amazing.
Well, you know, it's, I think for all of us, well, I guess I can only speak for myself. I always find it's a struggle. Like I always am saying to myself, how am I going to do that? How am I going to do that? So, you know, it's the nice thing that's been kind of about COVID is we've had a lot of time to like think about this stuff and kind of formulate ideas and, you know, so anyway,
Wonderful.
anyway, thanks for the feedback, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Just hit this stuff here today. Oh, you guys are champs. You know how to do it. So who would like to go? Judith?
Okay, I'll go next. I'm Judith Carlin, and I'll just show it. I don't know. Let me get back enough.
Perfect.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
Perfect.
Okay, this is anybody out there. And I've been doing during the pandemic some of these dysphoria post-apocalyptic paintings.
Excuse me, lower it a little bit so we see your mouth because you're getting muffled from the canvas. There you go. That's it. There you go.
Wait, maybe
We
that's
want to
not-
read your lips.
Okay.
There you go. Good.
We want to hear you better.
Yes.
So what I have is a young woman. She's in some rural community, and I don't know if you can see, there's flag signs and symbols all on the buildings and the tank and all over. There's a glow around her. There's a noose, and she's left alone. So it can imply either that everybody has died from plague or virus, and she's the only one living, or she's the one that has the plague and they've all abandoned her. They just abandoned the town and left her there. While I was painting it, both thoughts kept going in my head. And it's oil and acrylic on canvas, and I painted the green, the sky yellow. I just wanted to give it a sickly look. So that's that one.
Can you bring it closer now?
Yes.
The colors are very strong.
Your brushwork is just so fantastic.
Okay.
Judith, can you say your name too? Also, when
Good call. Now I have a question for the group. I'm going to show another painting right now. So this is a traditional medium oil and acrylic. Before I did this, I did a variation of the same theme. I've been doing a lot of variations of the same theme, and let me see if I can get this to work. Okay.
Oh,
I put one of those background screens. This is a digital painting. And also we see a young girl sitting in a farm community. And there's all these symbols, there's crosses, there's people crossed out, there's all these symbols of death on the buildings. And again, either she's the sick one and they've left her, or everybody's died and she just doesn't know what to do. So I wanted to see how a digital painting, I did this in Procreate, would hold up to a traditional mediums painting, because you don't see the paint. And I don't know if you see any brushwork because it's all digital.
Well, yeah,
what do you
energy.
think?
it looks to me like I wouldn't have even known it was digital.
Oh, okay.
I see so much texture and brushwork that, you know, it's just your hand. No matter what medium you're using is how I see it.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Still has
Let's
a
go.
lot of
I
energy.
want to explore digital as a third medium in addition to oil and acrylic.
And would you print them out or just leave them digitally? Or maybe print them out if you had the opportunity to show them in a brick and mortar venue?
Yes. The interesting thing about digital is, or any kind of printing, as you know, is you can print it out different sizes.
Yeah.
And you can print it out on canvas or on fine art paper or on metal. There's something now called dye sublimation on metal, where they infuse the inks into the metal and it gives a very interesting look.
So there's a lot of possibilities with the digital. That's very
Yes.
good.
You can also display it on a large screen. So it could be, David Hockney does that with iPads, and he can change what he's displaying from a distance. He had 2 shows going at once with all iPads, and would change the images every morning.
Yeah, I like that idea. I like the idea that you can display it many different ways.
Yeah.
And
a
I
lot
like
of
the idea that,
flexibility.
yeah, and different sizes and, but I was just curious how it holds up to a traditional painting.
It
And
looks
that's why
amazing.
the other one, which is a
I-
very,
I agree. I wouldn't have said this is digital. It does look like it could have been pastels, anything. The colors are so bright, so cool,
Yeah.
and so many strokes that I wouldn't have said that it was created digitally. I think that working in a series that you've done these 2, maybe you've done more, of this fear of this little girl who's frightened and experimenting in different media. I think it's very powerful. They both communicate very well what you're trying to express, this fright, who knows, because of war, because of the pandemia, but there's this emotion is very well communicated. I think you're doing an amazing job, and these colors attract, they bring you right to the girl who's frightened. I think it's very powerful.
thank
You're doing
you.
a fantastic job.
I immediately thought Passover when I saw this because of the marks on the
Right.
houses and the
Right.
child there. That just is my interpretation coming from my genome. But my mental title would be Passover.
That's
Like,
a good one.
may this plague
Yes.
pass over
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, the names I've given them, the first one in the very kind of strange survivalist type of community is anybody out there? And this one is anyone out there?
It's terrific. Maybe when we're doing these workshops that everybody's doing something, maybe you want to share with us this process that you're creating it in the computer. If you want to think about it, and let me know if you would like to share
Okay.
it with
I
us.
do it on an iPad.
So it would be very nice if you could create something right in front of our eyes. I think it would be wonderful.
Okay, thank you.
Good.
You've gotten very good with the Procreate. I'm having trouble with it.
Oh, if you have any questions, just email me. It's it's strange. It's not intuitive. Some of the stuff is not intuitive. I think if you don't come from a computer background, so coming from an artist background, and I think artists give up on it because you don't know what to do, whereas a computer person knows exactly what to do, but what they create, they're not so interested in creating art.
I got a booklet on it. The booklet is about 300 pages long,
Yes,
and it's just overwhelming.
it is.
I can never learn from a book. I'm on the computer all the time, and I can never learn from the book. What about the, what is that? Is that program Procreate? What do you call it? Procreate?
It's called
Procreate.
Procreate. It's supposed to be the best one on the market, but
Is it
I
for
am having terrible troubles with it.
a general?
I'm sorry,
What?
what was that?
Is it a general program or is it Apple?
It's an Apple.
No,
program.
it's not Apple. You can get it on anything.
Really?
No, I think
Yeah.
Procreate you can only do on iPads
Okay.
and
That's-
Apple phones.
Yeah. So I haven't,
They're strange that way.
yeah.
Probably it will be for everything. But they have other programs that are similar. A lot of people, I can't think offhand, Art Rage. Art Rage is the one that a lot of people like to use on Apple products.
Yeah, because I really haven't played around with digital art that much. I mean, I did it first, then I got busy with work, so I just never really re-examined it.
I was trying to use this as a springboard for designing paintings, but I'm having trouble working with it.
So, Helene, are we on to now, Helene, then?
Sure. I'm going to have to put it on my screen and sort of hold
Your name,
something.
though. You gotta say your name. Introduce yourself.
I'm Helene Kleiner. And just a minute, I went off. Be right with you. Okay. Hope you can see this.
Are you gonna hold it up for us? What are you gonna do?
Can you see it?
No,
See you. Are you gonna hold up your pad for us or what? Because you're not on your phone.
Maybe
We
you
can
gotta
see you.
turn it around.
yeah.
Ah. Okay, I'm
You wanna
on
share your
Zoom.
screen, then you share screen. If you're just gonna hold
Yeah,
something
but
up.
I haven't been able to share the screen.
Okay, well, if you could want to put it on your iPad and just turn it around and face your camera, then we can look at it there.
So you should not be looking at the screen, but you should be looking at the back of your computer or iPad or whatever it is. So it faces us.
That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to put this on.
No, see the flat, the back?
Just turn
Flip
it.
the whole thing
Turn it around
around.
so we're looking at the
Flip it.
screen. There you
Yeah,
go. Now we can see it. Bring it up. Bring it up higher so it's up in front of your camera.
Raise it, right there you go. But now we don't see the
Can
whole
you
image.
see it now?
But there's
I
nothing.
can't see what you're seeing.
Pull it
No,
back.
no,
Back a little bit. Pull it back and let's see what you're looking at. I don't know.
she
What
doesn't have the image. I think she pressed the wrong button. She's in photo or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Why don't you go on to somebody else and I'll see whether I can play with this.
well, I
Can
think
you mail us the photo and we can do it? If you mail me or Roberta the image, we can do it right now.
just
Oh,
send me-
wonderful.
send it-
Okay,
In the meantime, we will do somebody else.
just send
okay.
it really quickly because I'm about ready to, I could talk last then. I think has anyone not gone besides me?
Okay.
I think everybody spoke except you.
Email it to me really quick. What are you doing?
I'm going to email it to you.
Okay, do it really fast. So, and does anyone else want to talk about anything else? Are you in any other shows or anything going on? So we don't have dead airtime? I've been working on I did a political kind of piece from the last year and I put that in a show, but I don't know if it's been accepted. It's a juried. I'll show you in a minute. So did you send it yet?
I'm doing it now.
I'm in a show at Studio Montclair in New Jersey on privilege, power, and I'm trying to think and everyday life.
Did Studio Montclair ever get their own gallery? Or did they-
Okay, you should have it now.
They have a really nice storefront gallery now.
Wow, that's
It's a
nice.
beautiful
I used to be in
gallery.
it- I used to be in that and yeah, nothing
a
really.
very nice venue. And this piece behind me on the wall is in a show at Gold Coast Watercolor Society. It's called Refugees.
Very cool.
Yes. Yeah.
So many characters.
All my little friends.
Yeah, so
Water,
diverse.
water about to go over them.
Refugees,
Yeah.
kind of biblical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you should have it.
No, I don't. I'm looking. I don't have it. Are you sure you sent it to me?
Yeah,
By email, right? Oh, no.
on your email, yes.
I'm refreshing.
Sent.
And is there anything else happening?
I'm in the show.
Roberta, you can start sharing yours in the meantime. Can you do that? And then we'll get back to hers.
Yeah, you can stop sharing. And well, she's not really sharing, but
No,
I'm not sharing.
yeah.
okay. Then let me go on. I'm going to share mine and Whoops. Sorry, let me get out that and that. And where did I put everything? And there we are. Huzzah. Okay, so this is well, the one on the left is the one I finished a couple weeks ago, and that was just because it was a political piece. I'm not really going to talk too much about it, but it was just a visual journey through last year. It's got a lot of writing on it, and I shared it on Facebook, and that'll end up on my website. And it's very few places that would want to see it. It's not that whimsical. It's too serious. It's got the masks on, and it's got a lot of writing on it. So it's definitely a political piece. But the piece I'm working on now is I took the same colors from the negative, since I was kind of in a rotten mood from doing that. I took the same colors and made a happier story. Let me see if I can get it better. Oops, I'm sorry. Let me jump around. So this piece I'm working on here in my studio, this is my studio. And I have it up here. I'll show you in a minute. I have it with me. I have, I decided to take the same kind of color tones, but a totally different style. And I'm trying to gear it for the botanical gardens. It's still, I'm working on it. This piece is this the closest? I guess that's the closest.
Yeah, this shows better.
So this is, like I said, I'm still working on it. I've only done really the flowers. It's done with all like found materials. I got paper going on, you know, crushed together. You really can't get the shine on this, but I actually took an old drum, a wash machine drum, and I had, or a dryer, I think it was. I found it on my property when I bought the house. And we took the drum and we were gonna just bury it and use it for compost. But before we did that, we found the shiny stuff on the edges inside of it. And it was probably the ball bearings or whatever they have inside of a drum. And I decided to use that. My husband helped me pour it all into a bucket so I can use all that for, it has a sheen to it. So it's probably iron, it's probably broken down, but it's really, in real life, it actually is pretty. It's got a lot of shine. I don't know if I can get any shine. I'll show you in a minute. You'll see a little bit. Anyway, so I still haven't finished it, of course. I don't have the little yellow, what those things are called that come out of it. You know, those little yellow dot things. I don't know. But anyone know the name of those?
Yes.
And the leaves will get some greens going on. I'll have some stems coming on here. So it's not really done, but it's going to go for the botanical gardens, this one. And I'm going to do a few of them, large piece. I just wanted something that was friendlier and happier, but this one's a little bit darker, and I'll do some that are brighter. I'm just playing around with different materials, like I said, paper, and it's like that rough kind of the iron, whatever it is, that's shiny, and then just using a palette knife to just spread it on. It's pretty a rough coat, and it's very textural. And
Yeah.
The texture is fabulous. It's
Yeah.
very lush looking.
yeah, I like it. It was fun. I needed something that would, and I like the colors from before. I liked it when I did this piece, but I really wanted something friendly. Oh, and I'm taking the paper and I actually wrapped it around with a gel so I could wrap it on the edges of the canvas too, so I could carry it over. Of course, I'm not finished with it. So this is definitely a work in progress. Oh, and I forgot to even introduce myself. Roberta Millman-Ide, president of NAWAFL Florida. And so here I am. I'm just like I said, I'm trying to get this all done.
Sorry, let me mute this.
I'm sorry, what? So you can see the texture. I mean, it's a paper. I use actually paper towel, believe it or not. And I used some of this sand is in here. Just different things. Like I said, it's all a work in progress still. And I like using things that are found, things that are thrown out, kind of like repurposing. Is somebody else hearing a feedback when I talk?
Yeah,
I am, yeah.
I am too.
Helene, I think that might be that you have your phone. Do you have two objects on? Always make sure you're off one of the objects.
No, I don't.
Okay. See that. I don't know.
Did you get my email yet?
I'll look in
I
a
sent
second.
you 3
Yeah, I'll take a look. Let me see.
different ways.
Okay, so that's that. Let me come out of the stop share. I'll show you. I'll see if we can pick up any of the light. Look at my piece. I don't know. Can you see me on? Yeah, I'm not getting
Yeah,
it.
it's good.
Yeah, we see you.
Okay. So if you see my piece here, I was trying to see if you can see the shine. It doesn't really come out, but you just,
Mhm.
Oh, we can see the shine very well, I think.
it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
hard to see, but it's really kind of cool with the way, I don't know what the material is. Hopefully it's not toxic, but it's better on a painting than it is in a landfill. So I just think it's a nice way to do it. So anyway, let's see what we have. So that's about it. And anything else? Any questions or any comments? Or like I said, I'm totally not done. You can see the sides. I'm trying to show you up close here.
Mhm.
The sides are all, it's wrapping around the paper, actually wraps around the corner.
Yeah, the texture is wonderful and the colors are so bold. It's
It's kind of fun because I finally found by using paper towel, I can actually take the paper towel and I was cutting it in pieces and stuff and shapes. And then I can actually use it to wrap around much better than I could any other papers I was using. I was using different papers and stuff for it, but this actually works out better than anything. Because you can mold.
What are you attaching it with?
Yeah, just the gel, just the gel medium. I have heavy and extra heavy. And so it just comes out. I had a good time. Like I said, I love the fact that it rolls and you can squish it and all that kind of stuff going on. So it's a
I
fun way.
like the way that comes out much better than the molding paste. You have just
Absolutely.
more control of it.
I love it. I've always liked sculpting. So it gives me a chance now to play around with the sculpting and not, because molding paste, you have to like put it on with the palette, but you don't really get a chance to really get the feeling of molding it. You know, really, it's called molding paste, but it doesn't do what it says. So with the paper and soft paper with the gel, and I paint the back as well as the front. So it's really soft and moldable, and you can shape it and form it. It's just a lot more fun to work with.
What happens archivally with the paper towel and the paint? Does it
Nothing,
just
because
permanent?
it takes on the shape of the gel, forces it to take on that shape. So you're literally sealing the back and the front. And so the gel itself will actually, the plastic, it actually takes that shape and it adheres to the surface. So I've seen people do it and it's been good for 20, 30 years. So seems all good.
Yeah.
That's archival.
Interesting that you're going like, it's almost like relief sculpture, you know? Like I see it as being like in relief, which is interesting to me.
Do you paint the paper towels after you adhere it or before?
Both. That's the whole point. Yikes. Your painting here that you sent me is 13 megabytes. And when
What does that mean?
let me just take this piece. I'll see if I can open it and I'll show it to everybody. Okay, give me a second. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? It's a big piece here. And you have
By the way, your masks are also very interesting because you have the different sizes, the different scale, and you have the two people that are larger in size. So that looks also very interesting. The masks, the mask painting that you did, the statement.
Okay, I think I finally got this one open for you. Okay, so I could come out of here. Let me just come here. Let me see if I can do this right, because get things out of the way and we'll have Helene. You sent it as a PDF, not as a JPEG. Let me see if I can still open it. Okay. Actually, if you, Helene, why don't you introduce yourself first, and I'm going to finish doing this so I can get it correct.
Okay, I'm Helene Kleiner, and I have been doing a series of, well, I don't know that you call it series. I've been doing a lot of paintings during the pandemic that are kind of feelings. They're abstract expressionists. Some of them have subject matter, some of them don't. This one has no obvious subject matter. I wanted to create the feeling of coming out of the winter, the pandemic, into the springtime, a feeling of it. I call it Mind Spring. I'm not sure whether I'm finished. I thought I was, and I keep looking at it and thinking it needs something more. And I'd love some feedback on it.
Okay, I'm gonna show it now. I can show this, your piece now. I converted it from
Yeah,
a
yeah, go
PDF
ahead.
to a PDF to the, whatchamacallit, to the JPEG, so you can see it better. Give me a second. I have it on photos. Can you all see that?
No.
Okay. I should be sharing it. It says
There
share.
it is.
Yes.
It.
Now I'm seeing it.
Good.
How's that?
Great.
Okay. So now you can talk about it. Helene Kleiner.
So I'd love some feedback. I don't know whether you get the feeling that I was trying to do. A lot of the white, a feeling of snow and winter up north. And jumping out from there into the greener pastures, the springtime. What do you think?
I think you do very, I love the abstract. I love the fact that you do it almost feels like icicles, the way you have the white splashed across or struck, you know, you streak it across. It feels like it's a icicle.
I fling the paint. It looks like it's very easy and quick, but I fling it so many times until I get the right fling. So I'm constantly wiping it off and putting it back, and it should look very spontaneous.
It has almost a violent look to me. I guess the flinging, as though glass has been broken and you're seeing all the colors in it from the break, like you see like a rainbow effect on glass.
It looks like very shattered to me as well. So kind of like shattered from the center out. There's a lot of energy and that really comes across in the piece.
I see conflict because the browns are so strong, and I see that it's prevailing, that it's very hard to get out of that struggle, that conflict. And there's respite like on the bottom, on the white, on the green, there's hope, but there's still a lot of struggle to get out of there. That's what I feel.
I see a lot of emotion and maybe a release of some agitation and the release.
I do love your use of color. I love the fact that you have the turquoise with the lavenders and that you still dip into the browns, the darker shades, gives a little contrast. Maybe that's that energy or that, like you said, aggression to the piece, is that it's got that fighting of the softness and the deep colors.
What's the size of the piece?
36 by 60.
Wow.
Wow.
Big.
Ooh, that's a lot
Yes,
of work.
it's large.
Wow, that's got to look very powerful in person. Have a lot of presence.
I'm playing with the idea of putting some washes with more yellow greens across some of it.
I don't know. I just love the fact that you actually pull in the eye from the soft to the dark in the corner. It almost gives that splatter. I don't know if it needs to be balanced. I do like also the way that you have that swirl. Like it feels so glass, or like one thing I miss when I'm down here in Florida is I miss the icicles on the window. It's the one thing I actually miss in the season. Not being in the snow, but actually looking at it and that's what this feels like. It has that coldness of the glass as it forms and drips and clings. So I really like it.
And your piece, have you tried it vertically and it also works, or you prefer this format?
Have I tried what?
To place it on a vertical rather than horizontal. Yeah.
There you go. How's that?
Wow.
Totally different look.
Totally different.
It looks different.
It looks totally different. If you have like the weight of the dark here, at that point, it almost feels like it needs something to balance it right here. But I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Look at the splatter of again, it's like a splattering of that turquoise came through. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. I know you're not supposed to use the word gorgeous, but it's, I love that coloring coming through.
Thank you.
It's almost stronger this way. What do you guys think?
It's a whole
I
different
liked it with
painting.
the white on the bottom.
On the white on the bottom, it's relaxing to me. This way it feels like it's got a lot of energy or more of that aggression look.
Mhm.
But on the bottom, it feels
Flip it, put the white on top. Let's see what happens.
putting the white on top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sure, I could play with this all I want.
there you go.
Oh, that looks good too.
That's
I,
interesting.
Do.
I favor the horizontal for this piece.
You know,
Maybe-
this way, a totally different look. This way, I feel like it's almost like an
Totally
open
different.
landscape.
Yeah,
It does look like an escape because of the circles, the way they're going out.
yeah.
And you see it into the horizon. It's like drawing your eye into the horizon.
I like it a lot this way because this way you feel that, yes, you're getting out of this struggle. You are trying to elevate yourself and pulling out of this whatever it is, this fight, this bad thing that's going on.
Yeah.
I think it's very powerful, definitely. And it's interesting that it works no matter how you turn it since it's
know.
abstract.
It's a good, that's,
But to me, it works very well this way.
Yeah, me too. I vote.
I think it works very well this way. I think this almost,
Vote for it this way instead of the other way?
I like it this way
I
too.
like this way.
I like it this way also.
Yeah,
This way, yeah, this way.
It's
definitely.
almost like you're throwing yourself into a shattered glass into a horizon, into a landscape. It's absolutely gorgeous. Yes.
It almost
my
looks like
favorite.
a city in the background.
It
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, in the back here like this, like you're seeing the distance. Or that you're talking about all the way across.
All the way
At
across.
the top in the
All the
lighter
way across the
portion.
top.
Yeah,
And then one comes down, one's falling down.
it's like building.
I see what you're talking about, like in the center there.
It's probably hard for you to visualize as the artist of this painting since you painted it the other way, but this way is awesome too.
I have one piece, I was never a fan of this one piece I did, but I put the wires on like different sides because I couldn't decide. And then I handed over to the gallery, you know, the curator put it up the way he liked. And he put it up the way I didn't even think about, which was fine. It worked. So sometimes people see things you don't see.
Right.
I'm fascinated by it this way.
Yes, I think it works really well this way. I think it's my favorite.
I feel like it needs a little bit more work in the brown that's now on the lower right.
I don't know.
I don't know if I,
Yeah, you
I
can
don't
play
think I
with
would
it,
like
but
it
it's
up
I don't
to
awesome.
do anything. At this point,
Does this look finished to you
I
in
think
this
it's
direction?
Finished to me. I think it's a done deal.
me too.
But
I would leave it and just look at it.
Because what happens is that, you know, let's say that we were looking here and this was the water. You always have more clarity in the front here. It's when you get into the deeper, you see the deeper waters, and then in the back, you're just seeing the light that's shining down from whatever's in the past in the back. I just feel like it's balanced here. You're done.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mess with it at all.
Very
I
good.
really do. I like it as is.
Thank you.
Roberta, I think we should take
Whoa.
one more picture before we go our own ways with this background, because it's pretty interesting to see this.
Let me just figure out what's going on here. Let me just close this off.
Thank you all for participating today. This was really exciting and we're going to do it more often. Did you all enjoy it?
Yes, very much.
Very
Love
much.
it. Thank
And
you.
it was kind of nice that the group wasn't that big because it was easier to talk and show our work.
Right.
You know, there's less people.
Well, the other thing is I was able to give you guys more time. I would have had to cut you off after like 5 minutes.
Right.
So
I love all the various comments that people come up with when it's new, when the canvas is new to you. You know, when, as someone said, the artist has seen it so much that they may, you know, be locked into a certain view of it.
Mhm.
okay, I got it. Before I could take a picture, I got to bring up my, for whatever reason, I closed off my, what I was working on. Darn it. I wasn't paying attention. Let me see where I am.
Thanks
And
for organizing this. This was really nice.
yeah, talk amongst
Yes,
yourselves.
thank you.
Who was it? There was some kind of talk show that said talk amongst yourselves. I'm just trying to find where I put it. Sorry, give me a second. I am trying. I want to make, I can't take a, I have to add the pictures here. Just give me a second. Gotta find it. Art salons. Can you guys see what I'm doing or not?
No.
No.
That's good.
No.
Ah,
You're still sharing.
just, what do you see now? I can't tell.
We still see Helene's photo picture.
Yeah, we don't see your
Painted.
screen. Don't worry. We're just seeing her picture.
So I just wish I could work this thing. I would love to show you quickly another one from that same series that I've been doing.
You want to show us? Could you hold it
I don't
up?
know how to be able to do it.
Is it a laptop that you can carry with you, or is it a
Yes. What do I do with the laptop to show
Just
you?
bring it and have the laptop face the work. Like it's looking at you. Instead, we don't want to see your face. We want to see the work.
Okay.
That's pretty.
Can you
Bring
see it?
closer if you can. Yeah, we can. But you're a little far.
That better?
Yes. What is this picture of?
Can you turn it vertically, the laptop? Or the, whatever it is, the iPad?
Can I
don't
turn
know.
the laptop vertically?
Yeah,
Yes.
turn it.
Does that show it better?
No. I don't think so. No, go back to how you had it.
I can't see what you're seeing.
Step back a little bit so we see the whole thing. There you go. And raise it, yeah. Is that,
I think there's some glare on it.
yeah, you have some candlesticks in front, so we're not exactly
Oh,
sure.
you're seeing
There you go.
my candlesticks, my antique candlesticks.
So it's a little hard to see. You can bring it a little closer so we see the detail. There you go. That's better.
I just had to get out of this. So
That's much better.
I have no idea what you're seeing.
wow. Okay, well I can get a feel.
The box opening up and a feeling of isolation and being alone, but a hopeful feeling.
It's a sadder feeling. It's not as energetic as a lot of your stuff. This is has an overall kind of a sadness to it.
Did
Yes.
you do this piece before the other piece or after the other?
I did this piece before the other piece.
So I think you were a little more gloomy and doomy at that time,
Yeah.
because I think the other piece is a little more hopeful.
My feeling was being in a box
Yeah.
with the sides opening and the light of the yellows and the whites coming in eventually.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have more. It's a beautiful piece, but I feel like it's a sad piece. It doesn't have the energy or the positivity of the other one.
Yeah, but you are expressing your feelings of isolation.
Absolutely.
This is like the little girl who's afraid and is by herself. So this one is that there's no person inside, but then you feel that emptiness, that void, that isolation. I think you're communicating, you're expressing very well the meaning. We get it. We get this emptiness. And there's hope because we see the mauve, we see the yellow. There's life out there, there's hope. And yet there's this emptiness, this you're lonesome in there. I think it's powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely has the feeling for me of being kind of trapped in a box, but there is an outside to that box. So
What I was hoping I'd get across, then I guess I was successful.
You are.
Definitely. Definitely gets that message across. Okay, well, I am pretty much up, and I can take one more picture of all of us as smiling at the picture of the camera. And again, takes a little bit of a lapse of time. So think of it like the old days when they used to have to freeze their smile for a while. So 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, let me see. And, oh, sorry, you're gonna do it one more time. My big mouth is open. Okay, I'll do this again. I'm not gonna count, just keep smiling. Otherwise, I'm gonna have my mouth open on every picture I take. All right, let's try that again. There you go. At least I'm laughing. I hate seeing myself in pictures. Thank you so much. Is there anything else before we wrap it up?
We're good.
Thank you, Roberta.
Thank
This
you. That was great.
Yes, thank you.
Always wonderful.
Thank you.
And thank you for being here. I know it was last second to send out the message, but we're all together. And like you said, give us more time. Thank you so much.
And
Bye, everybody.
remember that whoever wants to give me a workshop, something to do, you know, I'll give you a time, a date, and then you will have the floor to do anything you want to share with us, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.